Welcome back, everybody, to another Planet of the Apes series segment we are doing this week for leading up to the new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And today we are talking about the sequel to Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And a lot of apes. A lot of apes. With this movie, Rupert Wyatt did not return to direct. This time, Matt Reeves came on board to write and direct the movie. Matt Reeves was known for Cloverfield and Let Me In. And then obviously went on to do The Batman with Robert Pattinson later down the road. After that first Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I was unsure if they were going to be able to top that movie. And then bringing on a new director. And then when they said they're not bringing back James Franco or anybody from Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I was like, oh, okay, I don't know. Well, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes ended up being not only a great movie, a great sequel, and also ends up being better than Rise of the Planet of the Apes. What Matt Reeves did as a director and a writer on this film gives these characters, which most of this movie are following the apes, very layered and complex characters, especially Caesar and Cobra. Well, not Cobra. Cobra, who we were introduced to in the last movie. He was one of the apes being experimented on in the lab. Seeing Cobra and Caesar's dynamic, they start out as friends slash brothers to, as the movie keeps going on, eventually enemies, and yeah. What Matt Reeves did with this movie is unbelievable. First of all, most of this movie takes place outside, not in a closed environment inside, so it would make it even harder to get the CGI right with dealing with sun and rain, clouds, and somehow this movie looked even better than the first movie, even with it pretty much being all outside, on location. There's no green screen or anything like that. It is all outside in the real world. The human characters we get this time, we have Jason Clarke, Gary Oldman, Kerry Russell. I think they all did a great job. I don't understand how Jason Clarke hasn't become a bigger name in Hollywood. You look at his resume and it's like, why are you not bigger than, like a Tom Hardy or something? Kerry Russell has worked with Matt Reeves before on the show Felicity. And it was also great to see Gary Oldman in here. One thing is, most like Cobra and Gary Oldman, they're supposed to be the villains in this movie, but you definitely see where they're coming from. You definitely understand, he's not really a bad guy. You can see why he doesn't trust apes. You can see why Cobra doesn't trust humans. There's a scene in the movie that's one of the best scenes in the movie, where Caesar's like, let the humans do their work, and then they'll be off, they'll be gone. We don't have to worry about them anymore. And Cobra, looks at each of his scars and goes, human work. Human work. Human work. And that's when you really understand, Cobra dealt with humans very differently than Caesar did. Caesar had a little bit of that when he was put in the cage, but he is used to James Franco nurturing, caring for him, raising him almost like a normal human being. And but Cobra, ever since day one, was tested on, experimented on, poked. The movie is very much a war movie, an action film. The whole third act is great. I mean, the cinematography and the camera work when Cobra jumps on the tank, and it's all in one shot of him shooting and then moving the tank around. Phenomenal scene. You know, finally seeing apes on horses, and then Cobra with ape on a horse with two guns in his hand, shooting, was like, huh. Yeah, the Cobra character became a very rich, very layered, very complex character. And, you know, even that scene where he's messing with the two guys, trying to be all funny, and, you know, drinking the bottle. And all of a sudden he picks up the gun and it was like, I remember being in the theater shocking. It was such a shocking moment. Like, you're this little fucking ape being funny, haha, funny ape, and next thing you know, he kills two people. I mean, I think this film is very dark. There's very little humor in this one. It's very much that second film in a trilogy, darker, more complex, a strong villain, and you get all that very good action scenes. I think even earlier in the movie, you had some cool action moments. The way they turned the world into this post-apocalyptic dystopian reminded me of like I Am Legend. I liked it a lot. It looked cool. Felt like a new environment. I also like there was a time where they go back to Caesar's home where James Franco lived. So we go back to that connection. The movie's only 2 hours and it's about 20 minutes longer than the last one. But the pacing, it flows really well. And like there's another movie, like it's almost an hour into the movie till we start getting some action scenes. Because once again, the first hour is all character development. The slow friendship to enemy of Cobra and Caesar is really powerful. Going back and watching this movie, it also reminded me a lot of The Lion King, with Cobra and Caesar being almost like Mufasa and Scar. Especially with Scar having a scar on his eye, like Cobra. And then there's a scene near the end where one ape is hanging and the other ape is standing over him and he drops them. And I'm like, yeah, that's right out of The Lion King. Or Cobra, you know, even like not even trusting his own kind, his apes, and really grabs an ape and throws them off a balcony and kills them. Very much like Scar, like, you know, now I am the alpha. Caesar's dead. Mufasa is dead. I am king. And then when you get into the third act, you can't go wrong with that. The Lion King is one of the best animated movies. This is a great sequel. Matt Reeves, you know, I was very trepidant. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Cloverfield. And so I was like, ooh, they're getting the guy of Cloverfield to do Planet of the Apes. I don't know about this, but he has doing an excellent job. I like the acting from the human actors, Jason Clarke, Kerry Russell, and even Gary Oldman in here. Cobra will go down as being one of the most interesting, scariest, complex villains in movies. And once again, the CGI is even better in this film than in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So let me know, have you seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? It's also, like I said, the 10th anniversary. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. I would love to know your thoughts.